All right, music fans, welcome back. It is I, Dave, the real music observer, doing what I do. I'm observing real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Now, sometimes I stray a little bit away from talking about like musical note progressions and choruses and really good guitar licks and things like that. And I talk a lot about Journey and the relationships in the band right now because I find it fascinating that you've got one guy who has gone completely rogue from the band's philosophy. And yesterday he continued to go rogue as I received some pictures of him again at the White House prayer breakfast. Now you might say to yourself, well, what's wrong with that? It's a prayer breakfast. It's a good thing. Praying for the country and so forth. Yeah, well, here's the deal. Last summer, everybody was telling me on his side that there's nothing wrong with this and so forth, and I agreed for a while. But then as I dug deeper into this, it just seems as though he's now become almost like part of a political administration. He's in the photo. Now, why he's in the photo, his wife is the one who's the spiritual advisor. And I don't know why you'd bring a spouse into the photo. There were a lot of folks up there who had their pictures taken at this event. I think Franklin Graham was one of them, and I didn't see his wife up there. Maybe I missed it. And there were a lot of other folks standing there. And he wasn't next to his wife. He was actually in the center of the photo, kind of a little back, but, you can clearly see he's there. Look, I don't have a problem. You're a private citizen and so forth. But the band philosophy in interviews back in 2012, where both Neil Schon and John Cain sat in seats and looked at a radio guy who was interviewing them, and he said, hey, we're not political. We are not a political group. This is political. Now, you may say, no, it's not. It's spiritual. Well, everything is political. Okay, everything. And there are politics wrapped around religion. And that's the way it's been for a long time. You can practice your faith in one way. You can be humble and you can kind of just do it in your own space, in your own time. But when you show up at an event like this where it's a big public spectacle and people are going to be talking about it, guess what they're going to say? They're going to say Journey's keyboard player was at this event. Now, in of itself, it does no damage per se to the fan base which has followed this band for a long time and will, no pun intended, faithfully continue to do so. But when your wife goes out there, and a long time ago, not that long ago, she prayed to be a biblical character by the name of Boaz. All right, now, I'm not a biblical scholar, so somebody had to tell me what this meant. Boaz was the richest dude in the Bible, okay? And rather than praying for peace or praying for, the drought would end, for instance, over in Cape Town, South Africa. Now, again, when this was probably prayed for, that wasn't going on. But I'm saying on the priority list of things that you should be praying for, if you've got a family, you're already a rich person, as far as I can tell. All right? If you've got a son or a daughter or a bunch of children, or if you got a good marriage, or if whatever. There are plenty of things that would constitute being rich, okay? Financially being rich seems to be a goal here, and it seems to be way out of whack with the other priorities. Of course, we heard about the paycheck thing in the month of January. There'll be consequences and so forth. So this is who, all right, this is who the keyboard player is married to. And the overt things that are going on, all right, related to that situation, have to be ticking the crap out of Neil Schon. All right, and this is why the band is pulling apart. Because I don't think John is going to stop doing what he's doing. He just seems he showed up at Christmas, then he showed up at Mar-a-Lago a couple weeks ago for so-called benefit, and that was tough to find out what that charity was actually doing. It seemed kind of low on the list of things that you can do. So on the eve of Neil's benefit concert, which, look, people can have a difference of opinion about faith, all right? But everybody who's followed the band Journey wants to hear some good Journey music. That's the first priority. It's not following you off into the weeds with your corrupt spouse, just trying to lay it out there. And by the way, I'm not trying to make this political where I don't like... I'm not at all stating an opinion about this administration, the last administration. This is not a political channel. But when you're continuously bringing this in and saying this is good and I'm going to have my picture taken here, even though a few years back I told everybody we're not political and this isn't what we do, that is the core of religion and politics. That's the intersection of both. And I think at this point you've really lost all credibility. So does it matter at this point? No, because I think the thing is, it's a broken train. It's coming off the rails. It's got 6 months to kind of go through the motions and get down the track so Irv can get paid and Live Nation can get paid and everybody who's bought tickets and the vendors and all the people who are employed can still earn a decent living. That's a good thing, and Def Leppard is there as a fallback and a buffer. But this is just, it's not getting better. It's almost like it's just, it's getting worse. And I'd rather hang out with the guy who's got a concert tonight, who's got a revived kick butt lineup that is going to be sensational. And I'll be doing a video about that just to promote that gig one more time before it actually kicks off tonight. So that's my video. It's just depressing just to see this unfolding. I think this guy is smarter than this, but, I guess we all get blinded in relationships, and this is like, full blackout, man. This is just bad. All right, I'm Dave. I'll be back with more real music talk real soon, and I will talk to you then.